Hello there. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the No Ordinary Life podcast. It's great to have you on here. Now, before I continue, I just wanted to share a little bit on No Ordinary Life. No Ordinary Life is a careers motivation platform with the aim to inspire, to motivate, and encourage people in their personal growth and career development so that they achieve their goals and dreams. My name is Claudia Newton and I'm the host and founder of No Ordinary Life. Before I continue to do the introduction of our guests, please make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, and also if you're watching this on any other platform, please hit the closest button to subscribe to receive more of our content. Thank you very much. So, we are a non-profit and social enterprise, so please make sure you check out our store, which is on our link tree, and the details are going to be on the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube, then I will spell it out or say it out for you. It is linktr.ee/No Ordinary Life. Now that includes links to all our content, including our website, our store, registration for our events, any announcements that we have, so on and so forth. Without further ado, let's get into series 2 of episode 7. This is a term that a lot of people hear about. It's very popular in the Christendom. The word is calling. And as a career professional and as a Christian, what does calling mean to you? How would you say that your calling has changed over time? So yes, let's start with the first part. What does calling mean to you?
Right, so calling is basically what, let's say, using my profession, using any role, using just what you have to be able to achieve your purpose, using where you have been positioned to achieve your purpose, using what you have to achieve your purpose. So that's just it. So whatever you are, whatever you have, that is you using that to achieve your purpose. That's your calling. So the calling is the how to do. Now the purpose is the why. So that is what calling means. And for me, it has been quite a journey. It has been quite a journey for me. One of the things that stood out to me is God making me know who I was. Yeah, so in career counseling, we talk about self-discovery, knowing yourself, doing a self-assessment. For me, God showed me who I was. Yes, God really showed me who I was, what He had given to me. I didn't know. Back in the day, if you ask me, even what talent do I have? Say, me, I don't have anything. I don't have anything to offer the world. But it took God to really show me what He had given to me, all the skills, all the talent, all the gift, like the things that come so easy to me, for me to realize that, oh, okay, so this is what I can actually do. So that's how it was. So first, God helped me to know who I really was. So the self-assessment or self-discovery came from God, making me know what He had already put in me, which I did not know. Right then, He also positioned me. Yes, he positioned me amongst people, amongst networks where I'll be able to use to do or fulfill my calling, I would say. Yes, so He positioned me in such a way. So aside being a career coach, I'm also an executive administrator for a Christian organization that's Women in Tune. And I also do consultancy. I offer consultancy services for also a Christian organization that's an NGO. And, they are all Christian. How did I find myself there? And everything I'm doing there is purely coordination, administration, communication. Those are the things. I didn't plan for that to happen. I mean, it's just within a space of a year, and I'm doing and it's not only in Ghana, it's spread all over the place, So that's how I discovered it. So God making me know who I was, and then how God positioned me. So I began to just look at the patterns So I looked at the pattern. Like I said, it's just of like, oh, really, I'm really working in two Christian, they are all Christian organizations. Yes, they're all Christian organizations. I didn't plan for that to happen, but just me using the skills that God has prepared me for these roles is me just working in fulfilling my calling. 'Cause I remember for one of the roles, after when I started during the orientation, after they working us through what to do, I just thought to myself, like, wow, God, this is what you prepared me for. Because I was just looking at and I realized everything they wanted me to do, I could do everything. Every single one, I could just do everything. And I realized that, wow, it has been a journey. It has been a journey because I've also had to work in like a village setting. I was living in if you're in Ghana, Chipopra, so I was living in the village and I was still doing the same things with young people.
Oh,
Yes. So what I'm doing now on another skill and scope, I used to do that also in Central Region in Chipopras in Ghana. I was there for close to a year, in the village setting. But God was using all those things to prepare me. So that's calling. That's why at the beginning I said I'm living a very fulfilled life. Yeah, I'm happy. I wake up happy and I love what I do. I really love what I do.
wow, that was amazing. You have just opened our eyes. I mean, huh, I've never had calling explained in such a simple way. You know, some people will preach a sermon for an hour and then at the end of it I'm like, okay, but so what is the calling? But you have just done it sentence. I was like, wait, we're done. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. That's amazing. Um, Today I've been going through a few of the lessons that we prepare for No Ordinary Life, and one of the series that I'm working on is the career series. And
Mm,
one of the scriptures that's like the anchor scripture is that this popular scripture that everyone knows. It's in Jeremiah, um, chapter 1 and 45, and it's like when the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah and said to him that before you were formed in the womb, I knew you, and
yeah.
before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you to be a prophet to the nations. So you
Yeah.
touched on that with the calling, and
Mm,
then also with in Romans chapter 12.
mhm.
um, I'm going to refer to my notes here. It was
Okay.
talking about gifts, and it says, if your
Mhm.
gift is to encourage others, be encouraging. If it is
Mm,
given, give generously. If God has given you leadership ability, take the responsibility seriously. And if you
yeah.
have a gift to show kindness to others, do it gladly. So you have really just summarized the difference between calling and purpose. So, um, in fact, the Jeremiah, like, the purpose is to be the prophet, and then the calling is how you use it. So in the workplace, are you, using the gift
You do.
properly? Outside on the streets, how are you using your gift properly? So wow, that's amazing. That's
Mhm.
really amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that. I am enlightened, and I'm sure everyone is as well. Maybe if we take a step back, I don't know when you've had your first official role, but
Mm.
what drew you to the work that you're doing now? Was there a difference or a trend with what you are doing, maybe for your national service to what you're doing now? Like, how has been the progression? Um, yes, if you can just elaborate on that a little bit.
Okay.
Mm.
My first role, so after my national service, I got the offer to continue. Yes, I was working at Kofi Annan Peacekeeping Training, yeah, center. I was in the library, actually. So I was in the library, yeah, I was in the library. And I remember even during the last month when we were about to complete the national service, my then boss, there was a newspaper, Daily Graphic, with Masters for Librarianship. And then she told me that she would recommend this for me. I should do it, and I'll be secured when it comes to, librarians are not, they are rare. They are not many. So I'll be secured. But it goes back to trust in the Lord and the promptings of the Spirit. I just knew that was not for me. Even though after that time, I couldn't really place what God wanted me to do at the time, but I just knew that no, I can't be with the books. I can't just be with the books here. Yeah, the people will come, but that was not it for me. So after that, I decided to rest for a month. Then I think there was a dream. I had a dream. And in the dream, I saw the word like humanitarian. Yeah, I saw the word humanitarian. So that's when I started reading more about NGOs. That's when I started reading. So I had a friend whose mom had an NGO. So I reached out to him that, oh, I just want to come and volunteer in the NGO. So that was it. We started working. So I volunteered for about 4 months. Then in January, they gave me an offer letter. Yes, for me to work as a program officer. So that was how it started. So I started with the NGO, and then the next one was I worked with Comfort as well. Yes, for Comfort, that's when the career services actually started. And that job, I was not supposed to get it. I wasn't supposed to get it because I remember even the CV I submitted at the time was the wrong one. Yes, I was going through a breakup at the time, so it was really tough. My mind was messed up. I went there, I couldn't even answer the questions, but I just knew that one was for me. Somehow I knew that that job was because at the time I was doing my master's as well. So I had to leave my other workplace. I just wanted something I could do, which will not take too much of my time. So I started with that. So with Comfort, there were so many people, but somehow I managed to get into I think they selected about 60 people I had transition facilitators. So that's when the career services started. So with Comfort, I had 112 girls, SHS graduates, yes, 112, yes, that I was mentoring. So we had three pathways, further education, that's tertiary, entrepreneurship, and then employment. So those were the three. So that's where my career services journey actually started. Yes, so I started to read more about it. So that I could help the ladies.
For everyone who's just, we will release this podcast in bits. So, yes, it's best to watch all the other episodes because you're going to hear the beginning of the story till the end. And I promise it's going to be a very, very good series.
So that's when it started. Then at the time, my sister also reached out. She had just started working in a university, that's Palm University. So she reached out to me about it. Then she just said she wanted they needed help. And knowing the helper that I am, I decided to just go there and then help them out. And the role was career services officer. So it's still the same thing. It was career services officer. So I went there, and this was like a free like ground, I'll say. I was the only one in the department at the time, so it was just free range for me to, be innovative, to try it out. And so I did career services for about 3 years. Yes, I was promoted to coordinator for the entire department. Yes. So after that, that's when the pattern of career services came in. Okay. I mentioned administrative because administrative is also one of the things that I do. By God's grace, I have a lot of graces. Yes, I have a lot. I can do a lot of things. So I'm doing career services and I'm also doing like anything that has to do with administration. But what led me there? So I've given you like the journey, the pattern. So it started from comfort and from, like I said, with any major decision, I must hear from God. So with all those ones, I had God's leading. Yes, in different ways. I had God's leading. Some of them came through dreams, some of them came through inner witness, some of them I just let me just try it out and see. So in all of this, like God was with me, and especially at the university, the aspect of spiritual gifts also came to play because then God realized that I needed extra knowledge to be able to do what I needed to do. So yeah, and the spiritual giftings came in and it was very helpful for my work, and it wasn't just about just careers, but also spiritual life. Because if you're a believer, there's a link between the two. You don't just get up and say, I want to do this. You can't just do anything because you want to do it. Why are you doing it? Is this what God wants you to do? So for the believer, when it comes to careers, it's a bit different. I've walked you through the journey, and every step of the way, God was with me, and then He brought on it came in different ways. And now I'm doing the career coaching. I'm still doing the career coaching, but then I also get to do it even at the organizational level. I'm still doing the same thing with the international NGO that I mentioned. And those things, they just come. They just come because it's God who has made it so. That wasn't a job I was even looking for. I'll just call for it. I'll just call for it. And it just shows me that I'm really on the right path. And if there's one thing, someone said something, said if you are doing well in the kingdom of God, if you are doing well, it means more work. Good work means more work. God will not reduce your labor. That Claudia is doing well, so let me reduce. Maybe no ordinary life is doing so well, so now let me reduce it. No, it's just expansion, bigger scope, more people. That's just how it works. So right from the beginning, I started from the NGO, and I'm still working in NGOs. Still doing career services, still doing administration, still doing coordination, and there's a mix of the gifts and the skill. So there's that mixture, and so it helps to make the work really easy and it's fulfilling. Yes, and there's always grace. There's always grace. There's always grace not to be able to do it. So that's it. This was quite long.
It's packed with so much knowledge and insight. I have some follow-up questions, like one question on that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in to watch series 2 of podcast episode 7 with Priscilla Mensah. If you've enjoyed what you've watched, please do like, comment, share and subscribe. We look forward to seeing you again for series 3 of the podcast where Priscilla shares more of her story.